que tú eres mía, mía, tú sabes que eres mía, mía, tú misma lo decías cuando yo te lo hacía.
Good Friday morning. Welcome back to Breakfast Television. Time is now 7:20.
I shan't be shamed.
Why are you pointing at Liza?
I'm kidding.
Wait, watch.
Joking? I'm just joking.
Mia, Bad Bunny?
There's another artist on this. For bonus points, he's Canadian.
Devo's favorite.
He's on tour.
Drake.
We're talking to Grassy.
Yeah.
You are correct.
You know what? I was pointing at you because all week we've been like, as the song comes in,
And the drop
we're
over.
waiting for like the beat to drop and do the thing, and
then I'm like,
we're like,
what?
go Liza, and she's like, what do you mean? So this was a joke because I have no idea. It's in Spanish. What do I know? So I was like, go. And you're like, what?
Sidebar.
Just kidding.
I have a little ally in my ear.
Kim, the confession.
Team Fromer.
It's Fromer Friday.
It's a big Friday for box office. Starting last night, Barbie and Oppenheimer both in theaters officially. People are talking about the kind of return to theaters with Mission Impossible, with you have, of course, the Indiana Jones movie that came in, so it's kind of building back up, but this weekend is a busy one for people to go check out.
And you've seen them both.
I've seen them both.
And you've seen Barbie.
I've seen Barbie.
Okay.
Oh, you saw Barbie?
I haven't seen
Catherine
either.
Renner saw last
Oh, you
night.
guys saw it
Yeah.
last night? I know we have to have a discussion.
We have to talk.
Because I've been waiting.
I want to talk to someone about it.
Okay, we will.
So-
Do that. We won't do it. We won't do it in front of y'all or you guys because we don't want to spoil it.
Clean slate in the theater.
And that's the one thing that I've kind of like when we bring these films and talk about the interviews and things like that. I try not to
Like spoil.
full on give my like solid
review.
Yeah, like I'll give a review, but I'm not going to give a full on just breakdown of it because I don't want to spoil anything. I want people to experience it the way it should be experienced.
I'm fascinated though that you're saying that, and you're saying yesterday. I think even you said when I asked you about it, like, oh, you know, there's there's really stuff to talk about when you walk out of Barbie.
There
I'm
is
getting
a
the
lot of
impression.
stuff. You're like, I'm not going to tell you.
not going to tell you anything.
I just thought
Not
it would
spilling
be
any
like
tea.
light, fluffy.
No, that's the thing. There are moments of light and fluffiness and fun
Very
and
fun,
giggles and all that, but there is also moments of a lot of levity, and there's going to be a ton of conversations. And I'm just going to say, like those girls' nights that are happening are going to be good.
Have to watch it.
I don't get it. I don't get the whole hype about Barbie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, why is everybody talking about this movie?
Yeah.
Maybe because I didn't play with Barbies as a kid. I didn't get to put her in splits as we were talking.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have Barbie, so I'm kind of like, isn't that what people say?
Well, I was talking to Tammy earlier, and I feel like it's a little bit of like hysteria. Like everyone's talking about it, so everyone just is in the vibe of Barbie. Like we have to go see it. We gotta dress in pink all of a sudden.
Well,
I think it's.
I mean, the
a
marketing's
mental
been
game.
incredible for it.
Yeah.
Right? When you look at the two films, the two big ones coming out, Barbie and Oppenheimer. And Oppenheimer is, if you're not familiar with it, is the father of the atomic bomb. So kind of the development of that, the arms race that was happening at the time, what happened when it was used, and then the follow-up behind it. So that's all the big story
That
behind it.
interests me.
And that's
That
it, right? And so it all
I'd like to get
depends on what kind of story you're into. But the marketing for Oppenheimer has been a little more subtle. It's a little more subdued because of the type of movie it is. Right? You can't be like, rah, we're going to talk about like nuclear style weapons, right? And what the damage was done with that. You can't do that with that film.
He really struggled, didn't he? After creating the atom bomb, Oppenheimer really struggled later in his life, didn't he?
Yeah, there was a lot, and then there was a lot of the political aspect of it as well. So they're saying about $200 million between the two of them that will happen this weekend. Barbie's is already sold out many theaters, 4,200 cinemas in the U.S. alone. Oppenheimer, 3,600 theaters. Here's the estimates. I'm gonna throw my estimates out after too. Yeah, there's the splits.
I told you.
$110 million in the U.S. box office during the opening weekend is what Barbie, they're saying, will get. Oppenheimer, $50 million.
Oh wow. Because kids, right? Like remember, you're buying
Wider audience.
tickets for Barbie.
Yeah.
It's a wider audience.
I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna go about 122 for Barbie.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say 60 for Oppenheimer.
Yeah,
I think there's gonna be a lot more in there. And Oppenheimer, people want to see in IMAX. There are less of those theaters, right? As you're seeing the numbers on that as well. But then don't forget Mission Impossible. Like Dead Reckoning Part 1. People want to see that as well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it won't be in IMAX right now because Oppenheimer is gonna be taking over those theaters. So, but if you are a fan of that franchise, it's only been out for a little bit, so you haven't had a chance to see it.
You like going to the theater when it's like opening night, the opening weekend? Like, it's so busy.
It is busy.
You don't want to sit in the first 3 rows, right?
So you don't want people spoiling the film for you,
Yeah.
right? Because then Sunday
sucking.
brunch, you're hanging out with Steph and Cass and Rena.
No.
And they're like,
no. We are good with that.
Yeah.
We are good. We are like 2 weeks before
2
we even.
weeks?
2 weeks. You have 2 weeks.
Even
you
though
got 2
3
weeks.
of the 4 of you might,
got 2 weeks,
you
yeah.
might do something. Someone does something, Tam, and it'll be like, oh, remember that? Like, it's just like what happened in Barbie.
And you're like, well,
What? No. And then you're like, wait, what happened in Barbie? You're like, oh, you haven't seen it. I'm not gonna tell you. And you're still not in the know. Now you really want to go see Barbie, right?
And do you want them at your brunch anymore?
Of course. I love Tammy.
So that's, I can't have any fun jokes.
I love the eggs.
We'll talk about it.
Okay. Enjoy the movies if you're going to them. We're going to talk about Barbie as well towards the end of the show. Part 5 of my interviews with the cast, so we'll discuss it and break it down a little more.
And we have to talk.
Yes, we do. Coming up, we're going to chat with a 14-year-old political podcaster who's been coming on this show since he was 10. Wyatt Sharp joins us live, fresh off his interview with a U.S. presidential candidate. This guy talks to everybody.
Love it.
He's so intelligent. I love chatting with him. He'll join us a little bit later on this hour. And Tammy's got all your news stories right after the break. Good morning and happy Friday, y'all.